Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, your task will be to figure out the final price of an item. This will be a variety of discounts, markups, taxes, retail prices. We're even going to do taxes upon taxes. There is some vocab that you need to know. I'm sure you know what a discount is. That's when the original price is marked down by some point. You need to know what a markup means. That means that a store is increasing the price, or maybe you're increasing the price by some amount. We're going to be dealing with taxes, and in the case of a taxes never make the price of something go down, so you're always going to add on for taxes. And the one word that I'm not sure that you might be familiar with would be wholesale. You know, you go to stores and you buy things. Well, those stores also have to buy those things. And the amount that a store pays for something is called the wholesale. The amount that they sell it for is called the retail. And that's what you see when you look at the price tag, is you look at the retail of an item. So if you don't know any of these words, I would suggest pausing the video and copying those down. Today you have a pretty simple process. It's two steps if we want to split it into two bits. You need to find the amount that the price is going to change by, and then you need to make a decision of whether to add or subtract it from the original price. Now we've already used many formulas to figure out the amount of change. I'm going to give you one today that you can use all day long today. Shouldn't change. This one formula should be able to handle everything that you're dealing with today. So everything that you're dealing with today, I want you to use this formula. Please pause the video and copy that down. You will need. Okay, the other two little pieces that we're going to need will have to do with whether it's a discount or a markup or a tax. And this just means that the new price that you'll be paying will either be less than the original or more than the original. There's really only one that's going to be less than when you have a sale or a discount. Everything else, markup, tax, tips, those are all going to add to the original. So the new price is the original plus the change. Okay, let's do an example. Here's a pair of flip-flops that were on sale for $20. Then they had a sale of 20% off applied to them. And we have to figure out what is the sale price of the flip-flops. The place where you start is the same place that you started all last week with a formula. We're going to use that formula that I just gave you. Change equals percent times original. Your job is to identify which numbers go in which slot of that formula. Please pause the video and figure that out. If you do that correctly, you will get change equals 0.2 times 20. Remember that all of our percents in these formulas will be expressed as decimals. So 0.2 times 20 ends up being $4. Okay. And at this point, you just need to check yourself and make sure that you know that you're not actually going to pay $4 for the flip-flops. That's the amount of change, the amount that they will change the price by. So you are going to take the old price and subtract from it the discount, and that will get you your selling price. So our new price will be the original minus the discount, which was, in this case, 20 minus $4, which is $16. And that will get us our sale price. Pause the video, new example. Pair of headphones that is marked 30% off of $29. We want to figure out the sale price of the headphones. Similar problem. I would like you to try to set it up and go all the way through with it yourself this time. So pause the video, find the change, and then subtract it from the original price. Okay, if you do that, your setup looks like this. Change equals 0.3 times 29, that's 30% times $29. That ends up being $8.70. And that is the amount that it changes by. So we're going to subtract 870 from our original price. So our discount was 870, our original was 29. You do that, and you should get $20.30. Okay, let's start dealing with, instead of sale prices, let's talk about the business end of things. When stores buy stuff, they have to mark it up so that they make money. So here's an example where a store is going to buy a skateboard for $57 and applies a 150% markup. And they want you to figure out what that skateboard is actually going to sell for. As with everything, we're going to start with that formula. See if you can identify what your percent and your original price is, and set up that formula. If you do it correctly, you'll get 1.5 times 57. Now this was a percent that was more than 100%, so we follow the same rule, move the decimal place 2 spots over and get to 1.5. So kind of a little tricky bit there on the percent, but 1.5 times 57 turns out to be $85.50. If you would figure out for me, please, the final retail price this time. Instead of subtracting it, you're going to add it to the original. See what that looks like? Pause the video and then check your answer. So you'll go new equals original plus markup, which is 57 plus 85.50, and you should get $142.50. So they are trying to make $85.50 on just that one item. Sometimes a business, you need to make that much money, sometimes you don't. Next one, sales tax. Sales tax is tricky because sales tax is a very specific number. It's 6.875% in most areas of Hennepin County. Now let's say you're buying a guitar for $455. What will you actually have to pay as you leave the store? Start with that formula. Try to set up the formula with the appropriate numbers in the appropriate place. Be careful on the percent. Pause the video and figure it out. If you set that up correctly, the correct conversion for that percent is to move it 2 spots to the left, so you get 0.06875 times 455. If you do that, you'll get about $31. They're going to round that last little penny upwards. You can pretty much guarantee, so it'll be 31.29, not 28. So I'm going to go with 31.29. Now, see if you can finish off that problem and figure out how much that guitar will cost. Pause the video, figure it out. If you do that properly, take the original. This is a tax situation, so we're going to add the tax to it. So it's 455 plus 31.29 for a total of $486.29. There's our guitar. Okay, I want every other row to go get whiteboards, markers, erasers, and do these 6 problems. These are from your assignment. Pause the video. The answers are on the next couple seconds of this video, so pause it right now. Okay, there are your answers. I hope that you did well on those. There's one more type of problem that I have to teach you how to do, and that is a double tax. So when you go out to a restaurant, typically you pay for your meal, there's tax on the meal, and then you have to tip your server 15%. You will tip upon your final bill, which will include the tax, so you have to have a $40 meal that's taxed upwards 8%, and then you got to pay a 15% tip on top of that. So this is a 2-step problem. We have to find the price after the tax, and then we have to find the price after the tip. So start with your favorite formula, change equals percent times original, and we're just going to deal with the tax part this time. So we're going to split it up into 2 halves. We're going to take the $40 and the 8%. So 0.08 and $40. If you calculate that, that's $3.20 worth of tax on that $40 bill. Okay. Now you are going to add that to the $40. Okay, original plus tax. $40 plus $3.20 will be $43.20. Now the tip will be 15% of that tacked on. So now this becomes our new original for this half of the problem. So that's the trick to these. You have to get an answer and then use your answer to figure out the second half of the problem. So we're going to start with our same favorite formula again. Change equals percent times original, but this time the original is not going to be $40 because it's already been taxed. So we're going to use the $43.20. And this time we're applying a 15% tip. So we're going to take the 15% tip with the $43.20 original. So 0.15 times 43.20. I think that's like $6. Yep, $6.48. And we're going to add that to our $43.20 because it's a tax or a markup. So it's original plus markup, but in this case, our original was $43.20 for a total of $49.68. Here is the last slide of the day. It shows your assignment for the day. You have books down below you. I will leave it on this side of the screen. These are double taxes, so two-step problems. Find the cost of the meal after tax, and then find the cost of the meal after the tip. Good luck. I'll see you tomorrow.